us bring in our legal analyst who is standing by. Trial attorney Tray Gober is with us. Tray, I want to get your comment on how the prosecution is setting up their case. They had the FBI agent today giving these text messages about how desperately Chad and Lori wanted to be together. And now they see, the jury is seeing Lori Vallow moving from Arizona to Idaho, talking about enrolling her kids or what's going to happen with her kids. But from a family law perspective, would she have been able to do that so easily had it not been that her husband, Charles Vallow, had been killed by her brother?
Yeah, it's all a lot to take in, and there's a lot to take in for the jury as well. I think the prosecution is doing a good job establishing a timeline so that we can understand by the chronology of the actions of Lori and then associated Chad Daybell that this was something that was known, that this was planned. This is all part of a larger scheme. These acts aren't to be taken individually in a vacuum without consideration of everything else to line up the conspiracy facts.
Still with us, trial attorney Tray Gober, watching along as we're taking a look back, Tray, to some really important testimony from Melanie Gibb. And you heard there the cross-examination about those religious beliefs. How important are getting those religious beliefs in front of this jury to the state's prosecution? Is it inextricable, or if there had been a motion in limine where you couldn't talk about their religion or religious beliefs, would they still have the same kind of case in front of this jury?
I think the judge would have allowed this testimony even if there was a motion in limine. It seems to be a big part of the state's theory as to motive, at least in part, or to discredit the defendant's motive. The defense attorney is doing a good job. This is a particularly, Ms. Gibb is a particularly important witness for the state. And so to the extent that the prosecution gets to bring in these beliefs purportedly of the defendant, it's something that they can do with the witness as well, Ms. Gibb.
Right, and we know that they have subpoenaed Ms. Gibb, so they want to bring her in again during their case to perhaps bring something that's outside of the scope of this direct and cross-examination that we saw before. Tray, stand by. Coming up, we do have to squeeze in a break, but we are going to look ahead to our next live trial.